Welcome back, guys, to another Careful for Spoilers movie review. Today we're going to be talking about The Fate of the Furious, which is the 8th film in the Fast and Furious franchise.
All right, team, listen up. This crew is about family, but the game has changed now. Dominic Toretto just went rogue.
You gonna turn your back on family?
This film was directed by F. Gary Gray and stars Vin Diesel, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and Jason Statham. And guys, this movie was absolutely fucking awesome. From beginning to end, it is a non-stop thrill ride of fucking awesomeness and family. Now, I'll be perfectly honest. It took me this long to do this review because I wasn't even sure if I wanted to watch the movie. I wasn't really sure at all. All the trailers looked pretty cheesy. I wasn't sure if I was even interested in the franchise anymore until I actually saw the movie, and I was blown away again. This franchise just keeps getting better and better and crazier, and it doesn't matter what happens because the power of Dom and family. Once again, this movie is absolutely incredible. It defies the laws of physics, but who gives a shit? When you go to watch the Fast and the Furious franchise, you are just going to have a fucking awesome time watching cars explode, watching crazy drifting, and to watch, of course, beautiful women and the fucking car races and shit like that. Everything that the Fast and Furious franchise brings to us that we love oh so very much, it caters to every single need. Now I'll start to get into a little specifics as far as like what I loved about the movie. So we are going to be getting into heavy spoilers. So guys, the fucking prison scene. The fight with Jason Statham and The Rock kicking everybody's asses in the prison was one of my favorite scenes of any movie this year. It was absolutely fucking crazy and ridiculous. The Rock is like a fucking superhero who could just throw people across rooms like it's absolutely nothing. He don't give a shit because it's just so fucking awesome. Now, there is one thing in the film that I thought was completely interesting is the entire arc of cyber terrorism. There is a part in the movie where Cypher hacks into a bunch of different cars in New York and causes pile up after pile up, just trying to like it's fucking insane. And it's crazy how technology has ruled our lives. For those of you that like anime, Ghost in the Shell is a huge thing talking about, you know, people hacking into your minds because we have become one with technology. And this was another example of how crazy it can be that somebody could just hack into your car and control it. It's absolutely insane. And I love how they tied Cypher into the rest of the franchise. There was the villain of the 6th one, the 7th one, that were actually walking for Cypher, trying to get these different MacGuffins of the film for Cypher. I love the way that they are able to push the franchise forward, coming out with new ways to connect to the older films. And that is one thing that the Fast and Furious franchise has over a lot of other franchises. These movies just keep getting better and better and better. If you had to ask me right now, which one I would put in, where would I put The Fate of the Furious? I would put The Fate of the Furious as my third favorite one out of the franchise. I know that's crazy that the 8th film in this franchise could possibly be in my top 5 of the franchise, but it is. It is so much fun. It is, believe it's 2 hours long, and it doesn't feel like that at all. It's just so much fun from beginning to end. This film is already in the top 20 highest grossing films of all time. It has made $1.2 billion in about a month. It is absolutely crazy. And which one is it? I believe it's Furious 7 that has actually made $1.5 billion at the box office. This franchise is a billion-dollar franchise, and I'm actually excited to see them do more. I am going to give The Fate of the Furious an A. Just an A. You know, it's not an A+, not an A-, but it's in that category of just mindless, crazy fun. Of course, there's cheesy dialogue everywhere. All the characters are exactly the same. as you love them from the past, you get to see cameos from old characters that you've seen sporadically throughout the franchise. It is absolutely amazing. Now let's talk about some of the characters in the film. Dom he is absolutely insane. Anything he does, he is the ultimate cheat code in this franchise. No matter what he does, it is, just categorize it as Dom. Any crazy car stunt, any explosion that doesn't make any sense, any jump, just call it the Dom syndrome. It's absolutely insane. And Vin Diesel actually gives a really great performance in this movie. It's actually a lot better than almost any of the other performances that we've seen from him, aside from the first film, if we're being perfectly honest. We miss Brian. You know, his presence not being in the film is definitely, it's sad whenever they reference him. Like, you miss the character so much, but they pay homage to his memory. And spoilers, of course, they name his son, Vin Diesel's son, in the movie, they name him Brian. Like, and I almost wanted to tear up in the movie. It's so good to see them respect Paul Walker and respect his character so much, not trying to bring him back in any cheesy way. And it was really good in that aspect. As far as The Rock and Jason Statham goes, I mean, they're fucking amazing. What can you do? Jason Statham saves the baby, and now I wouldn't say he's part of the family, but he's definitely in a better, the team actually sees him in a higher regard now. He's been redeemed, so to speak. And once again, this is a great way that the script takes these characters and actually tries to flesh them out. Like Jason Statham's character, he is a man also about family. He was just retaliating because these guys pretty much threw his brother out of a plane. Like, he was just a guy who was highly decorated in the British government and was just handed a bad hand. And what do? You take what you get. And in that, him and Hobbs actually find a really interesting dynamic. I wouldn't call it a friendship, but definitely an understanding between the two characters. One thing I will say is that no matter how many movies we progress, Tez just keeps getting smarter and smarter and smarter. It's not a big deal. It's not like this ridiculous criticism or anything. It's just that this guy went from the second movie just being a guy who just organizing and collecting money for street races, and now he is like this crazy hacker on the top 10 most wanted list with the rest of the crew, and it's absolutely ridiculous, but you don't care because you are having so much fun. Once again, guys, if you haven't seen The Fate of the Furious, I can't recommend you going to see this movie any more than I am right now. Like I said, it is pretty much my third favorite in the entire franchise. Please go out and see it. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. And remember, rate, review, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time.